How Valencia exposed Quique Setien's Barcelona, a tactical analysis. Before the video starts, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you get notified whenever we upload a video. Also check out our previous 2 videos that were uploaded, which are podcast clips talking about Manchester United transfer news, including problems at the club, who they should sign and Bruno Fernandes. More clips from the podcast will be uploaded, so make sure you subscribe to the channel. Going into the game, Albert Sedados set up his side in a Marcelino-esque 4-4-2 system with Gaia and Vaz the fullbacks, either side of Garay and Gabriel Paulista, with Kondogbia and Coquelin playing as the central midfielders, with Soler and Fernand Torres playing as the wide midfielders. Maxi Gomez and Kevin Gamero were the front two. Quique Setien used a 4-3-3 shape, with Roberto and Alba playing as the fullbacks, Piqué and Umtiti were the centre-backs. Busquets played as a deep single pivot, with Arthur and Frankie de Jong either side of him, and a front three consisted of Griezmann on the left, Ansu Fati on the right, and Lionel Messi playing as the false 9. From the start of the game, it became evident that Barcelona weren't using a conventional 4-3-3 system in possession like the type they were known for before Valverde. Whilst Alba pushed forward on the left flank, providing the width in the system from that side as Griezmann moved narrow into a left forward position, Roberto on the other side sat deeper to create a back three with Piqué and Umtiti. This created a 3-4-3 shape in possession with a back three and Alba pushing up in line with the midfield three, creating a midfield 4. Ansu Fati wouldn't move inside like Griezmann, instead he would hold his position on the flank and provide width, with Roberto not advancing forward down that right side. This isn't an unfamiliar possession shape in modern football. We've seen Guardiola do a similar thing with City with his fullbacks, allowing Mendy to push forward down the left side but keeping Kyle Walker deep, playing almost as a right centre back to create a back three when City have the ball. The advantage in doing this for Barcelona was that it allowed Busquets to sit higher up the pitch alongside De Jong and Arthur in a flat midfield three, rather than playing that half-back role like he did under Guardiola and Luis Enrique, dropping deep in between the centre-backs when they split. Valencia, as expected, defended in a narrow 4-4-2, which they had used under Marcelino. This meant that it was difficult for Barcelona to find players like Messi and Griezmann in the half spaces, as wide midfielders and the central midfielders for Valencia were so tight together. This left space on the flanks for Barcelona, but it was hard for Setien's side to progress the ball into the final third, with little space centrally to do it. The only source of moving the ball forward into the final third was Lionel Messi. He wasn't playing as a conventional false 9 in the centre forward position, instead he was playing more from the right side as a false 9, dropping deep into those right sided half spaces in behind Kondogbia. When Barcelona shifted the ball from one side to the other quickly, space would emerge for Messi to drop into, which gave the central midfielders the option of getting the ball into his feet and allowing him to turn and dribble. Despite a few moments of success via this route in the first half, Gabriel Paulista managed Messi excellently. He would follow Messi when he dropped deep from the front line to stop him simply being able to receive the ball and turn, but he wouldn't be drawn too far into midfield, so that a massive space was created in Valencia's back line for Fati or Griezmann to make a run into. Valencia were definitely the better side in the first half. Their quick transition in attack and 2-man forward system allowed Gomez and Gamero to receive the ball in the final third against one of the back line, quite often when Valencia attacked. Barcelona did drop into a flat 4-5-1 out of possession, but when Valencia played direct balls into the forward line, Piqué and Umtiti especially struggled to deal with the Valencia front two, often being drawn too far out of the back line and not winning the ball, which allowed Ferran Torres and Carlos Soler to spin in behind the centre backs and make runs in behind that defensive line. Valencia should have gone into the break 1-0 up, but Maxi Gomez squandered the chance from the penalty spot. In the second half, Vidal came on for Arthur, but Barcelona's system didn't really change. The main problem for Setien's side was a lack of penetrating movement off the ball from the central midfielders. When Roberto sat deep and narrow, De Jong would make a movement over to that right side, stretching Barcelona's system horizontally, but there was a lack of vertical movement from the midfield. Busquets and the midfield 2, either side of him, seemed content to sit in a flat midfield 3 and play short passes between them, rather than one of them playing a pass and then making a movement in behind Kondogbia or Coquelin to stretch Valencia's midfield 4. This meant that all the play was in front of the Valencia midfield and made it easy for them to defend. Despite the poor off-the-ball movement from Barcelona, it was the excellent positional awareness of Kondogbia and Coquelin that really impacted Barcelona's offensive ability. Both players knew exactly when to push out and pressurise the ball and when to hold their positions. This is vital when playing in a central midfield too in a 4-4-2, as if Kondogbia had moved out to pressurise De Jong too early before he had received the ball, they would have opened up a space in the half space for a pass to be played into Messi's feet. If he had pressurised De Jong too late, when he had turned and had the ball at his feet, then the Barcelona midfielder would have been able to pick out a pass into the forward line. Both Valencia central midfielders would wait till the pass was played into the Barcelona central midfielders and then move out to pressurise them as they received the ball. This meant that when the ball was played into their feet, they were confronted directly by Valencia players and couldn't turn or find a pass into the half spaces in behind. Playing a front two who were comfortable when the ball was played into their feet with their back to goal, and having the ability to bring other teammates into play was the main reason why Valencia were able to score. Both Ferran Torres and Carlos Soler are positionally excellent without the ball, but when they have the ball they also provide forward movement to play off the front two, which was where a large amount of Valencia's attack stemmed from and where Maxi Gomez's second goal came from to make it 2-0. So overall, the main problems for Quique Setien's side were the lack of vertical movement from the central midfielders, who all looked like they were playing the holding midfield role. However, Coquelin, Kondogbia, Gaia and Gabriel Paulista were the standout players in the game in terms of their defensive positioning and ability to break up the play, whilst Maxi Gomez was a man who made the difference going forward with his interplay with the midfield and the 2 goals that he scored. Thank you for watching. If you like that video, remember to subscribe to the channel to get the podcast clips and further tactical analysis videos like this one.